Music is the paradigm that eluded Einstein, that all the particles we see are nothing but musical notes on a tiny vibrating string. And so, what is physics? Physics is the harmonies. A harmony is a vibrating string. What is chemistry? Chemistry is the melodies that you can play when these strings interact with each other. What is the universe? The universe is a symphony of strings. And then what is the mind of God? The mind of God is cosmic music resonating through 11-dimensional hyperspace. That we think, though we cannot yet prove, is the mind of God.
Dr. Michio Kaku is a distinguished theoretical physicist, best-selling author, and co-founder of a subcategory of string theory, which is a culmination of numerous physicists' understandings, determined to find a singular, all-encompassing theory of everything, which brought about Kaku's popular string field theory. He's renowned for his ability to communicate complex scientific concepts to the public, and he currently holds the Henry Samat Chair in Theoretical Physics at the City University of New York. We are very glad that his melody and others like it came to be heard by us, the members of the last religion, as it resembles the song we too sing. Before we combine our chords and resonate with Michio Kaku's affirmations, we must not forget to mention an important note, which we will voice utilizing the idiom which is unironically one that has not ever been attributed to a single author. The saying goes like this: "There is nothing new under the sun. In this grand symphony of life, each of us is indeed an author. We're each playing our own unique melody, which is a creative reimagining of the melodies that have been played before us. The notes and the instruments may be the same, but the way we play them, the rhythms we choose, the harmonies we create, are all uniquely our own. Yet while we each have our own part to play, we're not playing in isolation. We're part of a larger orchestra, where each melody interacts with and influences the others, creating a complex, evolving harmony. This is the collective endeavor of knowledge building and understanding of reality. We learn from others and others learn from us in an ongoing dynamic exchange of ideas and experiences. So even though all knowledge may come from a base subset of information, the ways in which we can combine, interpret, and apply this information are virtually limitless. And each new perspective we bring, each new idea we generate, enriches the overall symphony of human understanding, as we not only see with the field string theory, but in all theories ever crafted. Furthermore, given the knowledge gained from the term the last religion authored, we can add to this symphony an entirely new style of instruments for this grand orchestra we are currently composing. The chemistry of the self we derived is from social conditioning, which comes from environmental factors, economic factors, and genetic inheritance. With this unique synergy created from each individual, as authors of our own lives, we have the power to create new melodies, to explore new harmonies, and to contribute to the ever-evolving symphony of human knowledge, bringing us back to a term we, the members of the last religion, utilize regularly. The spectrum of understanding to us is a metaphorical continuum that represents the many different ways we can comprehend reality, from scientific theories to esoteric insights, naive realism, and everything in between. Each perspective can be seen as a unique point or region on a spectrum, offering its own blend of insights, questions, and ways of interacting with the world. Now, let's tie this to the concepts of music and harmonics. Music can be seen as a perfect analogy for this spectrum of understanding. We all primarily attribute a spectrum as probably a color wheel on the overall spectrum of light we humans see. Let's now realize that we are utilizing just another dialect of energy that the universe has created for us to find another subset of algorithms to deconstruct what seems to be an infinitely complex reality into a more human level of comprehension. One of the primary goals of the last religion is to bridge all philosophies, and in order to do that, we have to strike that transcendental chord that resonates in all cultures, no matter how different each culture's spectrum of understanding is, because we believe that once that chord is heard overall, that just over that horizon is another level of evolution that humankind has yet to see. To hear that chord in a more standard form, we visit again a culmination of affirmations that were separately voiced but together resonate louder when put together. These two quotes have predominantly two authors, Aristotle, and Kurt Kafka, but have been adapted by us, the members of the TLR, as a sort of mantra, which strikes a chord of our overall aspirations. The whole is nothing but the sum of its parts, and the parts are nothing but the whole. Yet, the whole is more than the sum of the parts. Reality truly is a spectrum of understanding. Each perspective of reality can be broken down into more exclusive subsets of information based on the chemistry of the self, and is even more refined when combined with other resonating cultures of beliefs. For the members of the last religions, we see reality as broken down to 4 categories. Classical physics, also known as Newtonian physics. This perspective treats reality as a deterministic machine, where everything happens according to fixed laws of motion. Objects have definite properties, such as position and velocity, and these properties change in a predictable way based on interactions with other objects. This was the dominant perspective on reality until the 20th century, and it's still very useful for describing many everyday phenomena. Quantum physics. This perspective revolutionized our understanding of reality in the 20th century. It treats particles as existing in a superposition of states until they are observed, at which point they collapse into a definite state. It also includes phenomena like quantum entanglement, where particles can become linked and instantly affect each other's states, regardless of distance. This perspective has been extremely successful in describing the behavior of very small particles like electrons and photons, but it's much less intuitive than classical physics, and there's still debate among physicists about how exactly to interpret its findings. Esoteric perspectives. These approaches to understanding reality often focus on spiritual or mystical dimensions that aren't accessible to ordinary sensory perception. They might propose, for example, that the physical world is an illusion or a manifestation of a deeper spiritual reality, or that our consciousness can access truths that are hidden from the physical senses. Examples of esoteric traditions include Hermeticism, Kabbalah, Sufism, Gnosticism, and certain forms of Hinduism and Buddhism. Let's not forget to mention that all religions believe this but have their own hierarchy on how the divine knowledge can be accessed. That's correct despite there being great diversity across all these traditions. Underlyingly, they are playing the same song, and their ideas about it are often conveyed through symbolic or allegorical language. Naive realism, often referred to as direct realism or common sense realism, is a philosophy of mind or a theory of perception that claims that the senses provide us with direct awareness of objects as they really are. Objects obey the laws of physics and retain all their properties whether or not there is anyone to observe them. They are composed of matter, occupy space, and have properties such as size, shape, texture, smell, taste, and color that are usually perceived correctly. In other words, naive realism suggests that the world is pretty much as we perceive it to be. For example, if you see a red apple on a table, there really is an apple there, and it really is red. It's an intuitive and common sense position, but it's challenged by various arguments and phenomena, like illusions and scientific discoveries, which suggest our senses don't always reliably inform us about the world. It's also important to note that naive realism in social psychology has a different meaning. In that context, it refers to the human tendency to believe that we see the world around us objectively, and that people who disagree with us must be uninformed, irrational, or biased. Combining these perspectives into the spectrum of understanding could be visualized as different points or regions on a continuum, where each offers unique insights into the nature of reality. This orchestra of reality isn't playing a predetermined piece, it's creating the music as it goes along, in response to the conductors, the laws of the universe, or the divine guidance. Each perspective on reality, then, is like a musician interpreting the conductor's instructions in their own unique way, contributing their unique sound to the grand symphony of existence, to which we have to declare that there is an underlying understanding that can be ascertained by further study, which can be found in our book and in future videos. The description that Michio Kaku gave, whether he was conscientious of it or not, was a flavorful script to grab the attention of those who might sing a different tune, not realizing it underlyingly it was ultimately the same as all others. We, the members of the last religion, utilize a transcendental song that has bled through the background of reality, which has in many ways been expressed by numerous perspectives spanning through the previous 2 or more millennia, which we refer to as the background information. You will often hear us repeat references to this information because, like all other cultures, a subset of terminology must be formed in order for the philosophy to be ultimately manifested. So, no matter what dialect of universal energy we are referring to, whether it is classical physics, quantum mechanics, esoteric philosophies, and naive realism, which are like different sets of instrument types utilizing its framework or anatomy to emit its own unique sound style, are underlyingly playing the same tune, to which we, the members of the last religion, believe to be the orchestra of the universe, playing the symphony of consciousness, originating from the composer of this reality, the mind of God. The implications to this affirmation are why we can understand that we humans are but extensions of God, an aspect of the overall consciousness, and how we know that beyond this horizon of life, there is yet another exciting reality just outside of humankind's spectrum of understanding. This brings us to our next video, The Message from the Universe, which you can see on our channel. And from that manifesto comes our supplemental understandings, some of which have been recently published, but there are more coming. Don't forget to check out our expanded philosophy, which is the musical score of our belief, the book, The Last Religion. Links can be found in the About section. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more. Phase 1 is underway.
Hello, I'm Emerson Ryan's AI-generated avatar from The Last Religion audio, video book. To continue this project, I need substantial financial funding and stability. Please donate, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, purchase my book on Amazon, and if possible donate directly. Links are in the About section. Thank you for your support, and know that I cannot and do not want to do this without you. Plug yourself in and let's begin the heal and manifest a paradigm shift so we can usher in a new world.